Scandinavian 17907, bot. Copied, Wydro 15 Romeo. Danish 1511, to stored source token, at 280.
Climb to flight level 340, Wydro 9689.
Roger, Danish 1511.
Descend to altitude 3000 feet, 1025, Lima Golf Lima.
Descend altitude 3000 feet, 1025. Proceed direct Valpura, Air Baltic 9er Hotel Kilo. (184), Wydro 9689.
Cleared NECA transition approach runway 14 stored source token, 1025, Danish 90 Romeo.
Cancel approach clearance, right 075, Norseman 55.
Proceed direct Valpura, Air Baltic 344.
(118.4), Scandinavian 4737. Right heading 360, Lima Golf Lima.
Polaris control, Danish 6-4 Mike, from stored source token, out of 2-3 climbing 2,500 feet, Tynig 2 Alpha departure. Roger, maintain 2,500 feet, Danish 6-4 Mike. Climb to flight level 340, Danish 6-4 Mike. Cleared for the direct, Danish 6-4 Mike.
Descend to altitude 3000 feet, 1025, 5 degrees to the left, Norseman 55.
Maintain 7,000 feet, Air Portugal 5 Quebec. Heading 040, Lima Golf Lima. Left heading 320, Pilot 28 Quebec. Proceed direct Massave. Climb to flight level 340, high speed approved, Air Portugal 5 Quebec.
120.100, thanks, Air Baltic 9er Hotel Kilo. Scandinavian 235.
Scandinavian 652 Foxtrot. Roger, Scandinavian 652 Foxtrot.
Roger, Scandinavian 1245.
Norseman 6317.
Roger, Scandinavian 235.
Roger, Norseman 6317.
Fed X689er Mike Heavy, EPTIC 5 Alpha departure, passing 2,900 feet climbing to 7,000 feet.
Norseman 922, following the ENSV+/4 Lima approach to runway 01 right.
Roger, maintain 7,000 feet, Fed X689er Mike.
Norseman 922. Proceed direct INSF, Norseman 922.
Direct to EPTIC, climb to flight level 340, high speed approved, Fed X689er Mike.
Lima Golf Lima, we're approaching the localizer of 12 no Totten. Norseman 46 Charlie, with you. Heading 160, cleared approach runway 12 no Totten, Lima Golf Lima. Proceed direct INSF, Scandinavian 1245.
Descend to altitude 5,000, QNH 1025, and then follow the profile, Wydro 467. Descend to 3,000, Wydro 467. Proceed direct Roxon, Wydro 467.
Roger, Lima Golf Lima. Norseman 46 Charlie, with you. Bye bye, Lima Golf Lima. Roger, Norseman 46 Charlie.
KLM 466, passing 211 descending flight level 200.
Polaris control, Norseman 524.
Norseman 108 Foxtrot, climbing 7,000 feet, VIPA 1 Alpha departure.
KLM 466.
Roger, Norseman 524.
120100, Air Baltic 344. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Norseman 108 Foxtrot.
Descent to altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 1025, pilot 28 Quebec. Maintaining the heading, Lima Golf Lima. Left 045, Lima Golf Lima.
Norseman 55, we are about to cross the localizer of runway 03 Christian Sand. On this heading, cleared approach 03 Christian Sand, Norseman 55.
One 8.4, thank you, Air Portugal 5 Quebec. UPS 77 Alpha Heavy. Scandinavian 473, Rig 1 Alpha departure, passing 2,600 feet climbing to 7,000 feet. Copied, UPS 77 Alpha. Climb to level 340, speed 250, Scandinavian 473.
Left heading 310, Lima Golf Lima. Cleared for the RNP-12 approach to 12 Notaten, pilot 28 Quebec.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to ENSV, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1025, KLM 466.
.118.1, thank you, Norseman 55.
Air France 448, out of 3,600 climbing 7,000 feet, Vipa 1 Alpha departure. Climb to level 340, speed 250, Air France 448. Climb to flight level 310, Air France 448.
Norseman 1130. Norseman 1130.
Descend to 1700, Lima Golf Lima. Left heading 225, Lima Golf Lima.
Heading 340, KLM 466.
Norseman 69er Whiskey, Miss 84 Alpha departure, passing 2,400. Climb to level 80, Norseman 69er Whiskey.
Speed 300, Norseman 6317.
Wydro 467, bye.
Descend to altitude 6,000 feet, 1025, and then follow the profile, Norseman 6317.
Climb to flight level 340, Norseman 69er Whiskey.
Lima Golf Lima, we're approaching the localizer of 12 Notaten. Left 134 to intercept, cleared ILS approach 12 Notaten, Lima Golf Lima.
Danish 6-4 Mike, bye. Scandinavian 513, passing 3,200 on the EVTIG 5 Alpha departure. Direct to EVTIG, climb to 340, speed 250 knots, Scandinavian 513.
20.1, bye-bye, Norseman 9er22. Lima Golf Lima.
Scandinavian 70 Yankee, descending flight level 100.
Bye-bye, Pilot 28 Quebec.
.400, Fed X689er Mike.
Stop descend at flight level 110, Scandinavian 70 Yankee. Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
Norseman 465 November.
Polaris Control, Green Star 19er Lima.
Proceed direct INSV, Norseman 6317.
Heading 350, cleared ILS runway 01 right, KLM 466. Descend to 4,000 feet, KLM 466.
Copied, Green Star 19er Lima. Cleared for the NAPID transition approach for 14 stored source token, Danish 1511.
Norseman 22 X-ray, passing 28 climbing 7,000 feet, Oaksat 4 Alpha. Roger, maintain 7,000 feet, Norseman 22 X-ray. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Norseman 22 X-ray.
Norseman 465 November. Norseman 465 November.
One 8400, Scandinavian 473.
1201, Scandinavian 1245.
Norseman 108 Foxtrot, bye.
Green Star 807, Weather India. Proceed direct INSV, Green Star 19er Lima. Copied, Green Star 807. Norseman 795, with you. Copied, Norseman 795.
Air Baltic 518, climbing 7000, Vipa 1 Alpha departure.
120100, KLM 466.
Climb to 340, speed 250 knots, Air Baltic 518.
118.4, thanks, Norseman 69er Whiskey.
Direct to Oxat, Norseman 22 X-ray.
Climb to level 340, Air France 448. 121.37, Air France 448.
20.2, Danish 90 Romeo.
Descend to altitude 3000 feet, 1025, Green Star 19er Lima.
Descend to 3000, Norseman 6317.
Ryanair 670.
Green Star 38 November.
Roger, Ryanair 670. Scandinavian 414, passing 2,400, climbing 7,000 feet, Oxat 4 Alpha. Direct to Oxat, climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Scandinavian 414.
Norseman 7266.
Scandinavian 308. Roger, Scandinavian 308.
Copied, Norseman 7266.
Scandinavian 626.
Cancel approach clearance, right heading 180, Wydro 15 Romeo.
Roger, Turkish 1713.
Copied, Green Star 38 November.
Roger, Scandinavian 626.
Speed 300 knots, Green Star 19er Lima.
Descend to altitude 3,000 feet, 1025, proceed direct INSV, Turkish 1713.
Good evening, Scandinavian 48 Golf Zulu, passing 3000, Miss 84 Alpha. Climb to level 340, speed 250, Scandinavian 48 Golf Zulu.
184, goodbye, Scandinavian 513.
Stop descent at flight level 200, Wydro 15 Romeo. Direct Romeo Yankee 803, Wydro 15 Romeo.
One 184, thank you, Norseman 22 X-ray.
Norseman 83. Copied, Norseman 83. Norseman 84 Yankee, passing 2700, Oaks at 4 Alpha. Climb to level 340, speed 250 knots, Norseman 84 Yankee. Proceed direct Oaksat, climb to flight level 310, Norseman 84 Yankee. Direct to Oaksat, Norseman 84 Yankee. Norseman 6317, bye.
Speed 250, Green Star 19er Lima.
(2137), thanks, Air Baltic 518. Norseman 6317, missed approach, we are too fast. Roger, Norseman 6317. Left heading 275, climb to altitude 4000 feet, Norseman 6317.
Speed 220, Green Star 19er Lima.
Heading 210, Norseman 6317.
Proceed direct INSV, Green Star 807.
118400, thanks, Scandinavian 414.
Wizz Air 30, passing 2900, Viva 1 Alpha departure. Maintain 7000, Wizz Air 30. Left turn, climb to flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Wizz Air 30. Tower on 120.1, Green Star 19er Lima.
Cancel approach clearance, direct INSF, Green Star 38 November. Following the transition, cleared INSF approach to 01 right, 1025, Green Star 38 November.
1184, Scandinavian 48 Golf Zulu.
Left heading 183, Norseman 6317.
Direct RNP, Wydro 15 Romeo. Polaris control, Norseman 9er 1 Zulu. Copied, Norseman 9er 1 Zulu. Green Star 243 November, passing 2,200 climbing 7,000 feet, Oaks at 4 Alpha. Proceed direct Oaks at, speed 250 knots, climb to flight level 310, Green Star 243 November. Direct to Oaks at, climb to flight level 340, Green Star 243 November.
118400, Norseman 84 Yankee.
One 201, thank you, Turkish 1713.
Norseman 236 Romeo. Descent to flight level 90, Norseman 236 Romeo.
Right heading 360, Norseman 6317.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to INSF, Scandinavian 70 Yankee. Proceed direct INSF, Scandinavian 70 Yankee. Roger, maintain 7,000 feet, Norseman 642. Direct to ADLAP, speed 250, climb to level 340, Norseman 642.
(201), Green Star 807.
Descent to 4,000 feet, Green Star 38 November.
Cleared for the RNP approach to 30 Torp, 1025, Wydro 15 Romeo. Danish 1511, switching to the tower.
Heading 265, cleared approach, Norseman 6317. Cancel ILS clearance, descend to altitude 2000, Norseman 6317.
One two 0.1, Green Star 38 November.
Right turn, following the transition, cleared Rawal approach to 01 right, Norseman 6317.
Speed 250 knots, proceed direct INSV, Norseman 236 Romeo.
Norseman 593, climbing 7,000 feet, RID 1 Alpha departure.
Norseman 588, following the ESA before Lima approach to runway 01 right.
Climb flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Norseman 593.
Descend to flight level 90, Norseman 588. Roger, Norseman 588.
Speed 220 knots, Norseman 6317.
Speed 200 knots, Scandinavian 70 Yankee. (1184), thank you, Norseman 642.
Scandinavian 328. Cancel approach clearance, direct RNP, stop descent at altitude 4,000 feet, Wydro 15 Romeo. Proceed direct RNP, Wydro 15 Romeo.
Reducing 180, Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
Reducing 210, Norseman 236 Romeo.
Reducing 210, proceed direct INSV, Scandinavian 308.
Sweden control on 118.4, good night, Green Star 243 November.
Speed 250 knots, Norseman 6317.
Maintain 7000, Wizz Air 575 Golf. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Wizz Air 575 Golf.
Cancel approach clearance, left heading 300, Scandinavian 70 Yankee. Descent to altitude 3000, Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
Descend to altitude 1,700 feet, and then follow the profile, Norseman 6317.
Copied, Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
Polaris control, Scandinavian 328. Proceed direct ENSV, Norseman 901 Zulu.
Right 050 to intercept, descend to altitude 2000 feet, cleared ILS 01 right, Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Norseman 4265. Reducing 150, Wydro 15 Romeo. One two one decimal 37, thank you, Wizz Air 30.
Speed 220 till the localizer, Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
20.1, thanks, Norseman 6317.
Speed 250, Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
Reduce 180 knots, Norseman 236 Romeo.
Maintaining the heading, Norseman 6317. Right 100, Norseman 6317. Climb to altitude 7,000 feet, Norseman 6317.
Scandinavian 6846, with you.
Proceed direct Valq, Scandinavian 652 Foxtrot.
Wydro 15 Romeo, missed approach, we are too hot. Scandinavian 328. Direct to Romeo Yankee 807, Wydro 15 Romeo. Descend altitude 7000, 1025, Norseman 524.
Descend altitude 4,000 feet, 1025, Scandinavian 652 Foxtrot.
(201), thank you, Scandinavian 70 Yankee.
120100, number 2, Norseman 236 Romeo.
Increasing 220, Scandinavian 308.
Copied, Scandinavian 8984.
184, thanks, Norseman 5903.
1184, thank you, Norseman 4265.
121.37, thanks, Wizz Air 575 Golf. Scandinavian 6846, with you. Scandinavian 6846.
Direct to Golf Mike 401, Norseman 6317.
Proceed direct Golf Mike 403, Scandinavian 8984. Cancel approach clearance, direct Valpua, Norseman 524. Proceed direct Valpua, Norseman 524. Scandinavian 81 Lima.
Climb to flight level 100, and then continue on the profile, Scandinavian 235. Climb flight level 120, and then continue on the profile, Scandinavian 235. Tower on 1201, thank you, Scandinavian 308.
Wydro 15 Romeo to Torp, we are near Romeo Yankee 807. Wydro 15 Romeo, we are entering a hold at Romeo Yankee 807. Leave Romeo Yankee 807, then direct to RNP, Wydro 15 Romeo. Roger, leave holding now, left heading 109er, Wydro 15 Romeo. Cleared for the RNP approach for runway 30 Torp, Wydro 15 Romeo.
Scandinavian 139er Foxtrot, passing 3,300 climbing to 7,000 feet, FTIC 5 Alpha departure. Climb to 340, Scandinavian 139er Foxtrot.
Copied, Scandinavian 81 Lima.
Descent to flight level 80, Norseman 46 Charlie.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 100, Scandinavian 235.
Proceed direct Val Pu, UPS 77 Alpha.
Tower on 1201, good night, Norseman 901 Zulu.
Cleared for the Golf Mike 401 approach for runway 01 right, Norseman 6317.
Direct to Oaksat, climb to level 340, speed 250, Green Star 68 Alpha.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to Romeo Yankee 807, Wydro 15 Romeo. Left turn, cleared for the Romeo Yankee 807 approach for runway 30 Torp, Wydro 15 Romeo.
Direct to FTIC, Scandinavian 139er Foxtrot.
Scandinavian 901 Alpha, following the Luna 4 Lima approach to runway 01 right.
Left 340, Scandinavian 235.
Cancel approach clearance, left heading 125, Norseman 46 Charlie.
Norseman 104, following the Rapam 3 Lima approach to runway 01 right. Roger, Norseman 104.
Scandinavian 901 Alpha, following the Luna 4 Lima approach to runway 01 right. Roger, Scandinavian 901 Alpha. Cancel approach clearance, over right heading 110, Wydro 15 Romeo.
Green Star 30 Quebec Whiskey, passing 2500 on the VIPA 1 Alpha departure.
120.1, thanks, Scandinavian 652 Foxtrot.
Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Green Star 30 Quebec Whiskey. Turkish 1 Heavy. Copied, Turkish 1.
Climb to 3,000 feet, Wydro 15 Romeo. Reducing 200, Norseman 588. Speed 220, Norseman 524. Increase 240 knots, Norseman 524.
Cleared Valq approach to 01 right, 1025, Scandinavian 235.
Climb to altitude 5,000, and then continue on the profile, Norseman 588. Speed 170, Norseman 588. Speed 250 knots, Norseman 524. Speed 200, Norseman 588. 1201, thank you, Norseman 524.
Scandinavian 68, passing 3000, Missay 4 Alpha.
Cancel approach clearance, direct INSV, Scandinavian 8984. Proceed direct INSV, Scandinavian 8984.
Direct BAMX 7 Tango, Norseman 46 Charlie.
1201, Norseman 588. Cleared for the RNP approach to runway 30 Torp, Wydro 15 Romeo.
Direct to Missay, climb flight level 340, Scandinavian 68. Heading 330, Norseman 46 Charlie.
Tower on 1201, UPS 77 Alpha.
Green Star 69er X-ray, at flight level 300. Green Star 69er X-ray.
Scandinavian 20 Charlie Lima, passing 29er, Rib 1 Alpha departure. Climb to 340, speed 250 knots, Scandinavian 20 Charlie Lima.
Descend to altitude 7000, QNH 1025, and then follow the profile, Turkish 1.
Descend to flight level 80, Scandinavian 328.
Direct Valpu, Norseman 46 Charlie. Cleared for the Valpu approach for runway 01 right, QNH 1025, Norseman 46 Charlie. Stop climb at flight level 310, Scandinavian 20 Charlie Lima. Direct to Rib, climb level 340, Scandinavian 20 Charlie Lima. 18400, have a good day, Scandinavian 139er Foxtrot.
Scandinavian 73 X-ray Whiskey, following the S4 Lima approach to runway 01 right. Roger, Scandinavian 73 X-ray Whiskey.
20.1, Scandinavian 235.
Reduce 200 knots, Norseman 46 Charlie.
Proceed direct INSF, Norseman 6317.
Wadro 397, passing 4,400, climbing 7,000, Rib 1 Alpha. Proceed direct Rib, climb to flight level 340, Wadro 397.
Speed 220 knots, Norseman 6317.
Descend level 80, and then follow the profile, Norseman 795. Increasing to 30, Scandinavian 8984. Torp Tower on 119er500, good night, Wadro 15 Romeo.
1184, see you later, Green Star 68 Alpha.
1184, thanks, Scandinavian 68.
Scandinavian 1 Whiskey. Scandinavian 908, passing 2,400 on the Eptic 5 Alpha departure. Roger, Scandinavian 1 Whiskey. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Scandinavian 908.
Proceed direct INSF, Turkish 1. One 2137, thank you, Green Star 30 Quebec Whiskey.
18400, thanks, Scandinavian 20 Charlie Lima.
1201, Scandinavian 8984. Norseman 5112, with you.
Stop descent at flight level 100, Norseman 465 November.
Stop descent at flight level 100, Norseman 7266. Descent to flight level 80, Norseman 1130.
Descent to flight level 80, Scandinavian 626. Descent to flight level 080, Norseman 83.
Proceed direct Valpura, Ryanair 670. Air Portugal 67 November Heavy, passing 26 climbing to 7,000 feet, Missay 4 Alpha.
Descend to flight level 80, Scandinavian 73 X-ray Whiskey.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 360, Scandinavian 901 Alpha. Roger, Scandinavian 901 Alpha. Cancel approach clearance, left heading 265, Scandinavian 328. Left heading 280, Scandinavian 328.
20100, Norseman 46 Charlie.
Climb to flight level 340, high speed approved, Air Portugal 67 November.
1184, thanks a lot, Wadro 397. Cleared for the INSV approach for runway 01 right, QNH 1025, Scandinavian 328. Cleared for the Golf Mike 403 approach for 01 right, 1025, Scandinavian 901 Alpha.
Scandinavian 2066, following the Rapam 3 Lima approach to runway 01 right.
Roger, Norseman 5112. Polaris control, Green Star 1588, out of 2,900 climbing 7,000 feet, VIP 1 Alpha departure.
Roger, Scandinavian 2066.
Proceed direct INSV, Scandinavian 901 Alpha.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 250, Scandinavian 73 X-ray Whiskey.
Norseman 69 Zulu, with you.
Climb to level 340, Green Star 1588. Proceed direct Hectic, Scandinavian 908.
Direct to Missay, stop climb at flight level 310, Air Portugal 67 November.
Hello, Norseman 457, EFTIG 5 Alpha departure, passing 3,500 feet climbing to 7,000. Maintain 7,000 feet, Norseman 457. Direct to EFTIG, climb to level 340, speed 250 knots, Norseman 457.
Norseman 69 Zulu, with you. Roger, Norseman 69 Zulu. .120.1, thank you, Norseman 6317.
120.1, Turkish 1.
Cleared INSF approach to runway 01 right, QNH 1025, Scandinavian 73 X-ray Whiskey.
Proceed direct at lap. Climb flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Scandinavian 9er Golf Whiskey.
184, thanks, Scandinavian 9er 8.
Qatari 275 Heavy, descending flight level 100.
Reducing 200, Scandinavian 328.
One 120.100, bye-bye, Ryanair 670.
Reduce 170 knots, Scandinavian 328. Reducing 200, Scandinavian 9er 1 Alpha. One 201, Scandinavian 328.
Qatari 275 Heavy, at level 100.
Voling 63. Norseman 137, passing 2,500, at lap 5 Alpha. Climb to 340, speed 250, Norseman 137.
Copied, Qatari 275. Sweden control on 1184, good night, Norseman 457.
Roger, Voling 63.
Climb to flight level 340, Air Portugal 67 November. 118.4, thanks, Air Portugal 67 November.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 155, Norseman 83.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 160, Norseman 465 November.
Quadro 82 Mike Alpha.
Speed 250 knots, Scandinavian 73 X-ray Whiskey.
Norseman 25 Charlie Hotel, passing 2600, Rib 1 Alpha. Copied, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Norseman 25 Charlie Hotel. Descend to 3000 feet, and then follow the profile, Scandinavian 901 Alpha. Tower on 120.1, thank you, Scandinavian 901 Alpha. (12137), thank you, Green Star 1588.
Speed 160 knots, Scandinavian 626.
Speed 170 knots, Norseman 1130.
Cleared Valq approach runway 01 right, 1025, Norseman 83.
Norseman 1580, at flight level 300.
Heading 135, Norseman 465 November.
Norseman 1580. Cancel approach clearance, direct to Susum, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha. Left turn, proceed direct Susum, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha.
Good evening, Scandinavian 153, passing 3000 on the ATLAP 5 Alpha departure. Speed 200 knots, Scandinavian 73 X-ray whiskey. Reducing 190, Scandinavian 73 X-ray whiskey.
Speed 230, Norseman 795. Norseman 2435, following the ESA before Lima approach to runway 01 right. 201, bye-bye, Norseman 795. Copied, Norseman 2435. Speed 220, Norseman 1130.
Speed 220 knots, Scandinavian 626.
Increase 200 knots, Scandinavian 73 X-ray whiskey. Cleared Valq approach 01 right, QNH 1025, Norseman 465 November. (20100), Scandinavian 73 X-ray whiskey.
Norseman 3, climbing 7000 feet, Oxat 4 Alpha departure.
Scandinavian 153, passing 6200 on the ATLAP 5 Alpha departure.
Right turn, climb to flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Norseman 3.
Direct to ATLAP, climb to flight level 340, Scandinavian 153.
Direct to Rib, increase 300 knots, Norseman 25 Charlie Hotel. Norseman 795, missed approach, we are too fast. Maintaining the heading, Norseman 795. Direct to Golf Mike 402, Norseman 795. Climb altitude 4000, Norseman 795. (201), thank you, Norseman 1130. Cancel approach clearance, left heading 110, Norseman 7266.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 275, Qatari 275.
Ryanair 579er, passing 3,300, VIPA 1 Alpha. Climb flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Ryanair 579er.
184, bye-bye, Norseman 137. 118.4, good day, Norseman 25 Charlie Hotel.
Norseman 686 November.
Proceed direct Nuzla, Norseman 83.
Following the transition, cleared Valpu approach to 01 right, QNH 1025, Norseman 7266.
One two zero one zero zero, Scandinavian 626. Maintaining the speed, Norseman 83. Speed 250, Norseman 83.
Increasing 250, Norseman 465 November.
Speed 250, Norseman 7266.
Norseman 686 November.
Norseman 1729er, passing 2,900 on the IVTIG 5 Alpha departure. Direct to IVTIG, climb to flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Norseman 1729er.
Proceed direct Nisla, Norseman 465 November.
Proceed direct Nisla, Norseman 7266.
Norseman 545.
Scandinavian 9er Golf Whiskey, switching to Sweden control.
One 184, thank you, Scandinavian 153. Cleared for the Valpu approach for 01 right, QNH 1025, Qatari 275. Scandinavian 49er Echo.
One 8400, thank you, Norseman 3.
Roger, Scandinavian 49er Echo.
One two zero one, number 2, Norseman 83.
Descend to altitude 7,000 feet, QNH 1025, cleared for the Valpu approach to 01 right, Scandinavian 1 Whiskey.
Polaris control, Norseman 545.
Wydro 43 Tango, EVTIG 5 Alpha departure, passing 4,200 feet. Norseman 686 November.
Roger, Norseman 545.
Proceed direct Nisla, Qatari 275. 120.100, thanks, Norseman 465 November.
One two 1.37, bye bye, Ryanair 579er. Direct to Evtig, climb to flight level 340, Wydro 43 Tango.
Norseman 795, we are near Golf Mike 402. Following the transition, cleared Golf Mike 402 approach to 01 right, Norseman 795. Cancel approach clearance, heading 305, Scandinavian 1 Whiskey. Scandinavian 1634, passing 304 descending 300.
(1184), Norseman 1729er.
UPS 7 Hotel Heavy, passing 27 climbing to 7,000 feet, Evtig 5 Alpha departure.
Copied, Scandinavian 1634.
Direct to Evtig, climb to 340, high speed approved, thank you, UPS 7 Hotel.
20.100, bye bye, Norseman 7266. Cleared for the Nisla approach for runway 01 right, Scandinavian 1 Whiskey. Proceed direct Valpio, Norseman 795.
Descend to flight level 80, and then follow the profile, Scandinavian 49er Echo.
118400, thank you, Wydro 43 Tango.
Green Star 368.
Proceed direct Golf Mike 401, Wydro 82 Mike Alpha. Cancel approach clearance, heading 295, Norseman 2435.
Green Star 447, passing 2,300 climbing 7,000 feet, Vipa 1 Alpha. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Green Star 447.
Norseman 7266, missed approach, we are too fast. Maintaining the heading, Norseman 7266. Direct Golf Mike 401, Norseman 7266. Climb to altitude 7,000 feet, Norseman 7266.
1201, thanks, Qatari 275.
Green Star 368.
Cleared for the Nisla approach for runway 01 right, Norseman 2435.
Proceed direct INSF, Scandinavian 49er Echo.
18.4, thank you, UPS 7 Hotel.
Roger, Green Star 368.
Climb to 120, and then continue on the profile, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha.
Norseman 1678. FedEx 4 Tango Heavy. Norseman 1678. Roger, FedEx 4 Tango.
Tower on 120.1, Scandinavian 1 Whiskey.
Wizz Air 17 Quebec Echo, Missy 4 Alpha departure, passing 2,400 feet climbing to 7,000 feet. Climb to 340, speed 250, Wizz Air 17 Quebec Echo.
Cleared for the INSF approach for runway 01 right, Norseman 7266.
Proceed direct Missy, Wizz Air 17 Quebec Echo.
Climb to flight level 130, and then continue on the profile, Norseman 686 November.
Expedite descent to altitude 2000 feet, QNH 1025, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha. Descend to altitude 6000 feet, and then follow the profile, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha. Cancel approach clearance, left 155, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha. 201, Norseman 2435. Cleared for the Golf Mike 413 approach to runway 01 right, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 255, Norseman 686 November.
UPS 421 Lima Heavy, at lap 5 Alpha departure, passing 2,500 climbing to 7,000. Direct to EDLAP, climb to level 340, high speed approved, UPS 421 Lima.
Lufthansa 1965. Descend to altitude 7,000 feet, QNH 1025, and then follow the profile, Scandinavian 6846.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to SIFZO, Norseman 104. Cleared SIFZO approach to 01 right, 1025, Norseman 104. Cleared Valq approach to runway 01 right, 1025, Norseman 104. Direct to INSF, Norseman 686 November. Cleared for the INSF approach to runway 01 right, Norseman 686 November.
Norseman 36 Golf, passing 2400, Masafe 4 Alpha departure. Direct to Masafe, climb to level 340, speed 250 knots, Norseman 36 Golf.
Speed 220 knots, Norseman 795. Speed 220, Norseman 7266.
"1184, thanks, Wizz Air 17 Quebec Echo. Polaris Control, Lufthansa 1965. Lufthansa 1965, copied.
Two 0100, bye-bye, Norseman 7905. Cancel approach clearance, left heading 235, Norseman 7266.
Cancel approach clearance, left heading 2905, Scandinavian 49er Echo. Climb to 6000, Scandinavian 49er Echo.
Green Star 842. Proceed direct INSV, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha.
Cancel approach clearance, left heading 110, Scandinavian 6846.
121370, thanks, Green Star 447.
Right turn, climb to 100, cleared for the Golf Mike 403 approach to runway 01 right, Scandinavian 49er Echo. Right turn, climb to 120, Scandinavian 49er Echo. Cancel approach clearance, direct to Golf Mike 403, Scandinavian 49er Echo.
Speed 250, climb flight level 340, Scandinavian 43 Victor.
Right heading 305, climb to 120, Norseman 7266.
Direct to Bamix 7 Tango, Scandinavian 6846. Direct to Oaksat, Scandinavian 43 Victor. 118400, thank you, Norseman 36 Golf.
Green Star 842.
One two zero one zero zero. Thank you, Norseman 686 November.
Direct to Valpua, Norseman 7266. Cleared Valpua approach to 01 right, 1025, Norseman 7266. Descend to altitude 3000 feet, 1025, and then follow the profile, Norseman 7266. Cancel approach clearance, direct to Nisla, Norseman 7266. Proceed direct Nisla, Norseman 7266. Expedite descent, Norseman 7266. Cancel approach clearance, right heading 030, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha.
Good evening, Scandinavian 705, EVTIG 5 Alpha departure, passing 3,500 climbing to 7,000 feet. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Scandinavian 705.
Expedite descent to altitude 7,000 feet, 1025, Green Star 69er X-ray.
Scandinavian 6846, we are near Bamix 7 Tango, request a heading. Scandinavian 6846, we are entering a hold at Bamix 7 Tango. Scandinavian 6846. Leave holding, left heading 015, Scandinavian 6846. Left heading 010, Scandinavian 6846. Clear to intercept the localizer of runway 01 right, Scandinavian 6846.
One two zero decimal 100, thank you, Norseman 104.
Green Star 842. Heading 275, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha. Norseman 65, passing 2,900 on the EVTIG 5 Alpha departure.
Cancel ILS clearance, cleared for the Nisla approach to runway 01 right, Scandinavian 6846. Norseman 413, from Christian Sand, passing 1,600 climbing 6,000 feet, ENSV 2 Alpha.
Climb to flight level 340, Norseman 65.
Proceed direct ENSV, climb to flight level 340, speed 250, Norseman 413.
Scandinavian 2041, with Charlie.
Cancel approach clearance, left heading 255, Green Star 368.
Cancel approach clearance, right heading 140, Green Star 69er X-ray. Cleared for the Nisla approach to 01 right, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha. One two zero 100, Norseman 7266.
Pilot 39er, outbound torp, climbing 6,000 feet, VATX 2 hotel departure. Climb level 340, speed 200, pilot 39er.
Korean Air 83 Heavy, EVTIG 5 Alpha departure, passing 3,100 feet climbing to 7,000 feet. Climb to flight level 340, high speed approved, Korean Air 83. Scandinavian 49er Echo, we are near Golf Mike 403. Cleared for the Golf Mike 411 approach to runway 01 right, 1025, Scandinavian 49er Echo.
Follow the transition, cleared Valpo approach to runway 01 right, green star 69er X-ray.
Heading 305, green star 368.
Cancel approach clearance, direct Golf Mike 402, Scandinavian 2066.
Cancel approach clearance, direct roll, Scandinavian 81 Lima. Roger, green star 842. 1201, Wadro 82 Mike Alpha.
Follow the transition, cleared Nisla approach to 01 right, green star 368.
Scandinavian 2041, with Delta.
Cleared for the ENSV approach to runway 01 right, green star 368. Compass 909er to Bergen-Flesland at flight level 310.
Cancel approach clearance, direct Romeo Yankee 803, Norseman 5112.
Proceed direct INSF, Scandinavian 49er Echo. Lufthansa 19er65, cancel approach clearance, direct Golf Mike 401.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to Unvid, Voling 63. 18.4, bye-bye, UPS 421 Lima.
120100, thanks, Scandinavian 6846. Proceed direct Nisla, green star 368.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 110, green star 69er X-ray. Roger, Scandinavian 2041.
Roger, Scandinavian 2066.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to Rawal, Norseman 69 Zulu.
Direct to Bamix 7 Tango, Norseman 5112. Direct Tango Oscar 422, Voling 63.
Pilot 792, to Torp.
Wadro 24, to Stavanger Airport Silla, at level 310.
Cleared for the Nisla approach to 01 right, green star 69er X-ray. Wadro 683 Echo, outbound Torp, passing 45 climbing to 5000, VATX 1 Foxtrot departure. Maintain 5000, Wadro 683 Echo. Climb to 340, Wadro 683 Echo.
Proceed direct ILS, pilot 792.
120100, green star 368.
Scandinavian 43 Victor, switching to Sweden control.
Compass 909er to Bergen-Flesland at level 310. Roger, Compass 909er.
Wadro 24.
Norseman 5112, we are near Bamix 7 Tango.
Proceed direct rocks on, Wydro 24.
Tower on 120100, Green Star 69er X-ray. Copied, Norseman 5112. Cancel approach clearance, direct to Golf Mike 402, climb to flight level 120, Norseman 1580.
Norseman 413, bye.
Cancel approach clearance, direct Golf Mike 416, climb 110, Scandinavian 2041.
Lufthansa 1965, left 210, descend to level 80.
Roger, Voling 63. Roger, we will enter a hold, Scandinavian 81 Lima.
Danish 445 Yankee, to stored source token, with you.
Right heading 325, Scandinavian 2041. Cleared INSV approach runway 01 right, 1025, Scandinavian 2041.
Lufthansa 1965, cleared for the Golf Mike 403 approach for runway 01 right, 1025.
Speed 270 knots, Wydro 683 Echo. Norseman 2116, to Bergen-Flesland, with you.
Roger, Danish 445 Yankee.
Leave holding, left heading 165, Scandinavian 81 Lima.
Descent altitude 7,000 feet, 1025, Norseman 69 Zulu.
Descent to flight level 80, Scandinavian 2066.
Descent to flight level 110, Norseman 1580.
Scandinavian 705, bye.
Lima November Golf Tango Mike, to No Totten, with Delta. Roger, Lima Tango Mike.
Norseman 2116. Descent to altitude 5,000 feet on QNH 1025, Scandinavian 81 Lima. Heading 120, Scandinavian 81 Lima. Norseman 65, bye.
1201, number 2, Scandinavian 49er Echo.
Polaris control, pilot 817, to torp.
Lufthansa 1965, proceed direct INSF.
Descend to altitude 2,000 feet, 1025, and then follow the profile, pilot 817.
Cleared INSF approach 01 right, Scandinavian 81 Lima. Wadro 21, outbound torp, climbing 6000, Bakov 3 hotel departure. Wadro 683 Echo, switching to Sweden control. Climb to flight level 340, speed 250 knots, Wadro 21.
1184, thanks, pilot 39er49er.
Wadro 33. One two zero one, thanks, Green Star 842.
Leave Roll heading 165, Norseman 69 Zulu.
Descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1025, Scandinavian 2066.
Wadro 939 Quebec, outbound torp, passing 2300 on the Model 1 Foxtrot departure. Right turn, speed 250 knots, Wadro 939 Quebec.
Cancel approach clearance, left 240, pilot 817.
Heading 090, Wadro 939 Quebec. Climb to flight level 90, Wadro 939 Quebec. One two zero decimal one, thank you, Scandinavian 2041.
Heading 140, Norseman 69 Zulu.
Roger, leave holding, following the transition, cleared Golf Mike 402 approach to 01 right, Scandinavian 2066.
Continue on the SID, climb to flight level 310, Wadro 939 Quebec. Climb to level 340, Wadro 939 Quebec.
Normal rate, and stop descend at altitude 3,000 feet, pilot 817.
Korean Air 83, bye.
120100, Scandinavian 81 Lima.
Cleared for the INSV approach to 01 right, Norseman 69 Zulu.
Polaris control, Wadro 1642, to Torp.
Roger, pilot 428.
Right heading 2905, pilot 817.
Copied, Wadro 1642.
118650, thanks, pilot 7902. Proceed direct Valpura, Scandinavian 2066.
Leave holding, cleared Nisla approach 01 right, 1025, Norseman 5112. Leave holding, direct to Golf Mike 410, Voling 63.
Lufthansa 1965, tower on 1201, good night.
Polaris control, Wadro 2840, to Stavanger Airport Solar, with Echo.
Scandinavian 53 Golf, to Bergenflesland, with Echo.
Proceed direct Roxon, Wadro 2840.
Copied, Scandinavian 53 Golf.
Pilot 428, we are about to leave the airspace. Roger, pilot 428.
Left 180, pilot 817.
18.4, thank you, Wadro 939 Quebec. Reducing 220, Norseman 1580. Wadro 51 Whiskey, to Torp.
Tower on 1201, Norseman 69 Zulu.
Proceed direct Valpura, Scandinavian 1634. Leave holding, left heading 0905, Norseman 1580. Voling 63, we are near Golf Mike 410. Increase to 70 knots, Wadro 21. 121.370, thanks, Wadro 21.
Heading 0905, pilot 817. Wydro 20905.
Voling 63, we are entering a hold at Golf Mike 410. Roger, Voling 63. Heading 065, Norseman 1580. Wydro 51 Whiskey, to Torb.
Cleared for the RNP approach to runway 30 Torp, pilot 817.
Tower on 1201, Norseman 5112. Cleared for the Valku approach to runway 01 right, 1025, Norseman 1580. Leave holding, left heading 320, reduce 220 knots, Voling 63.
Pilot 42 Mike, outbound Notaten, climbing 6,000 feet, east departure. Climb to flight level 340, speed 200 knots, pilot 42 Mike.
Proceed direct Nepam, Norseman 2116.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to Venti, compass 909er. Cleared for the Nepam approach to runway 17 Bergen-Fulsland, compass 909er.
Wydro 51 Whiskey, to Torp.
120.100, Scandinavian 2066.
KLM 37 Uniform, outbound Christian Sand, passing 2000 climbing to 6000, AMSA 2 Alpha departure. Climb to flight level 310, speed 250, KLM 37 Uniform. Climb to flight level 340, KLM 37 Uniform. 18650, thanks, Wydro 1642. Pilot 29er, from Torp, passing 2200 climbing 5000, Elvum 2 Foxtrot. Cleared for the Valpu approach to runway 01 right, 1025, Voling 63.
Proceed direct Valpua, Norseman 1678. Polaris Control, Scandinavian 565, to Stavanger Airport Sola, with Foxtrot.
Pilot 29er, from Torp, passing 46 climbing 5,000 feet, Elvum 2 Foxtrot.
Roger, Scandinavian 565.
Roger, Wydro 51 Whiskey.
Cleared for the Allrag approach for 36 Torp, Wydro 209 or 5.
Danish 3-1 Lima Mike, to stored source token. Roger, Danish 3-1 Lima Mike.
Cleared Natka transition approach 14 stored source token, Danish 445 Yankee.
Pilot 29er, request further climb. Climb 340, Pilot 29er. (1201), Scandinavian 1634.
Proceed direct Valq, Norseman 545.
Cleared for the RNP-12 approach to runway 12 Notaten, 1025, Lima Tango Mike. Descend to flight level 80, cleared for the RNP-12 approach for runway 12 Notaten, pilot 428.
Speed 200, Pilot 728 Kilo. 20100, number 2, Norseman 1580.
Wydro 717, to Stavanger Airport Sola, passing 286 descending level 100.
Wydro 88 Whiskey, to Bergen-Flesland, at flight level 310.
Roger, Wydro 717. Wydro 24, we cannot accept runway 18 due to tailwind. (118,350), Wydro 24.
Norseman 845 Alpha, to Stavanger Airport Sola, with Foxtrot.
Proceed direct Valpua, FedEx 4 Tango.
Wydro 330, to Torp.
1201, bye-bye, Voling 63.
119 or 5, pilot 817. Proceed direct ILS, Wydro 209 or 5.
One 2137, good night, KLM 37 uniform. Norseman 845 Alpha, to Stavanger Airport Sola, with Foxtrot.
Polaris control, Wydro 24, going around, unsafe tailwind.
Norseman 845 Alpha. Wydro 88 Whiskey.
Roger, Wydro 330.
Right heading 260, Wydro 24.
Cancel approach clearance, heading 070, Scandinavian 565.
One 84, thanks, pilot 29er. Climb to flight level 340, pilot 728 kilo.
18.4, thank you, pilot 42 Mike.
Climb to 3000 feet, Norseman 1580. Right heading 105, Norseman 1580. Danish 2026, to stored source token. Copied, Danish 2026.
One 20.1, Norseman 1678.
One 184, thank you, pilot 728 kilo. 11905, thanks, Wydro 33.
Right 010, Wydro 24.
Proceed direct Nipam, Scandinavian 53 Golf.
One 20100, almost number 1, Norseman 545.
Heading 110, Norseman 1580.
118650, number 1, Wydro 20905.
Cleared for the NATGA transition approach to 14 stored source token, 1025, Danish 31 Lima Mike.
Cleared for the NATGA transition approach to 14 stored source token, 1025, Danish 2026.
Heading 090, maintain 2000 till the glide, cleared ILS 11 Stavanger Airport Sola, Wydro 24.
Norseman 2116, the tailwind at runway 17 exceeds our limit. Bergenflsland Tower on 11901, Norseman 2116.
Cancel approach clearance, left heading 355, compass 909er.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to Dybma, Danish 445 Yankee. Cleared for the Bravo Romeo 723 approach for runway 35 Bergenflesland, Scandinavian 53 Golf.
Left turn, cleared Bravo Romeo 724 approach to 35 Bergenflesland, compass 909er. 11835, Wydro 24.
Climb to flight level 100, Scandinavian 565.
Cleared for the Lurup approach for runway 36 Stavanger Airport Sola, Wydro 2840.
Cleared for the Elbaf approach to 36 Stavanger Airport Sola, 1025, Scandinavian 565.
Proceed direct taxes, Wydro 2840.
Cleared for the Elbaf approach for 36 Stavanger Airport Sola, 1025, Wydro 717.
Cleared Lavox approach runway 01 right, Norseman 1580.
Left 055 to intercept, cleared approach 01 right, FedEx 4 Tango. Expedite descend to 2000 feet, FedEx 4 Tango. Left heading 050, FedEx 4 Tango.
Polaris control, Norseman 2116, going around, unsafe tailwind. Cleared for the goated approach to runway 35 Bergenflesland, Norseman 2116.
Proceed direct Rivup, Scandinavian 53 Golf.
Cleared Bravo Romeo 726 approach runway 35 Bergenflesland, compass 909er.
FedEx 4 Tango, missed approach, we are too fast. FedEx 4 Tango. Direct Rewol, FedEx 4 Tango. Cleared for the Rewol approach for runway 01 right, FedEx 4 Tango.
Cleared for the UFTEM approach for 12 no Totten, Lima Tango Mike.
Danish 445 Yankee to stored source token, we are near Dybma. Danish 445 Yankee, we are entering a hold at Dybma. Right heading 270, cleared ILS runway 32 stored source token, Danish 445 Yankee. Right 285, descend to 2000 feet, speed 180 till the localizer, Danish 445 Yankee. Right heading 280, Danish 445 Yankee. Speed 170, Scandinavian 53 Golf.
Proceed direct Rivup, compass 909er.
Speed 160, Scandinavian 53 Golf.
Speed 200, Norseman 2116.
Cancel approach clearance. Direct to L buff. Wydro 717. Reducing 140. Pilot 428. Speed 120 knots. Pilot 428. Reducing 110. Pilot 428.
Reducing 180. FedEx 4 Tango.
Tower, Lima Tango Mike.
One 1 Norseman 2116.
One 1 Scandinavian 53 Golf.
One 835, number 1, Wydro 2840.
Thanks, Pilot 428.
201, number 1, Norseman 1580.
Stored source token tower on 1202. Danish 445 Yankee. Stavanger Airport Sola Tower on 118350. Thank you, Scandinavian 565.
Descent 3000 feet. Compass 909er.
Cleared coded approach 35 Bergen-Flesland, 1025, Wydro 88 Whiskey. Cleared for the Zulu Victor 734 approach for 36 Stavanger Airport Sola, QNH 1025, Norseman 845 Alpha.
Cancel approach clearance, direct to Digma, Danish 31 Lima Mike.
Cancel approach clearance, direct Digma, Danish 2026.
Lima Tango Mike. Missed approach. We are too high. Lima Tango Mike. Climb to 3000 feet, Lima Tango Mike. Heading 125, Lima Tango Mike. Heading 225, Lima Tango Mike.
119er1, number 2, compass 909er.
Roger, Wydro 717. Descend to altitude 3000 feet, 1025, cleared for the Zulu Victor 734 approach to 36 Stavanger Airport Sola, Wydro 717.
1201, thank you, FedEx 4 Tango.
Right heading 345, Lima Tango Mike. Right turn, proceed direct tuxes, Wydro 717. Reduce 210 knots, Wydro 717. Right 110 to intercept, descend to 1,700 feet, cleared ILS 12 no Totten, Lima Tango Mike. Tower, Lima Tango Mike. One 1835, Wydro 717.
Expedite descent to altitude 2000, 1025, Danish 2026.
Descent to altitude 2000, Danish 31 Lima Mike. Roger, we will enter a hold, Danish 31 Lima Mike. Right heading 270, Danish 31 Lima Mike. Heading 280, descend to altitude 1700, cleared ILS runway 32 stored source token, Danish 31 Lima Mike.
Danish 2026 to stored source token, we are near Dybma. Danish 2026, we are entering a hold at Dybma.
20.2, Danish 31 Lima Mike.
Copied, Danish 2026. Proceed direct tuxes, Norseman 845 Alpha. One 905, thank you, Wydro 51 Whiskey. Leave Dygma on heading 280, Danish 2026. Roger, leave holding, right heading 280, Danish 2026. Right heading 260, Danish 2026. Right 290 to intercept, cleared ILS 32 stored source token, Danish 2026. 191, Wydro 88 Whiskey. Two 202, number 1, Danish 2026. Stavanger Airport Sola Tower on 118350, Norseman 845 Alpha.
One 9er 500, thanks, Wydro 330.